Today, we are going to ask a simple but complicated question. Is politics the downfall of Africa? A lot of individuals have different answers to this particular question, but we are going to dive into this to see all the sides of the equation. Hello guys, welcome to the African Boot channel. Here we talk about everything concerning the development of Africa and how we as Africans can reimagine it. So join the family by subscribing and join the discussion in the comment section. So back to the question. Just as a coin, politics has two sides, the side of the people and the side of the politicians. But when issues like this arise, we the people forget that we also have a role to play. In order to cover more grounds, we are going to divide this discussion into two videos. In this video, we will talk about our political leaders, and in the next video, we will talk about the people in order to have a fair knowledge on the question. So now, to dive into the leader side of the coin, do you know that over $1 trillion leave the continent of Africa every year? And this money is not lost through bad investment. It's lost through corruption, theft, and tax evasion, mostly done by our leaders. This money is enough to lift over 1 billion Africans above the poverty line for 6 years. Most of our political leaders seek power with a lot of promises. But once this power is attained, their promises to the people turns into enriching themselves overnight. And this creates tons of man-made problems for the average African citizen. These man-made problems affect every aspect of our lives. Just to name a few, it affects our healthcare, our educational system, and also our infrastructure. When it comes to healthcare, most of our political leaders themselves believe that they have failed and neglected us. So we all can bear witness that when they fall sick, they pick their passports and go to the Western world to receive proper healthcare. But what of us, the people? Most of us cannot travel to the Western world to receive proper and basic healthcare. This has shown how poor our health system is. And the truth is, they can make it better. But let's ask ourselves, are they willing to give up their agenda of enriching themselves overnight into actually fulfilling their promises to the people? Well, that's a question for another day. If we are to talk about our educational system, I believe this video is not going to end anytime soon. It is estimated that millions of African children are not attending school. And even those who get a chance to go to school, some of them are being taught under trees and poorly managed classroom blocks. So it's therefore easy to say that some of these children are being poorly educated. Now, to move on to our infrastructure, it seems to be poorly managed by most of our political leaders and sometimes even ignored. Just take a look at our roads, power supply, and government buildings, just to name a few. And also, one of the things that seems to be happening over and over again among our political leaders is when new leaders are elected, instead of them to continue the good works of their predecessors, they ignore it and start their own agenda, leaving those unfinished projects to rot. Another major issue is unemployment, and it's gradually becoming a problem in Africa. Millions of youths are living under the poverty line, and this has fueled the migration for greener pastures elsewhere. even if it could mean their own death. Another thing is, most African leaders practice family and friends governance, arming some people close to power to believe that they are above the law, creating an endless cycle of rewarding supporters instead of appointing people who can actually do the work. And in the end, these politicians are being paid by the taxpayers for doing absolutely nothing. For a country or a continent to move forward, its political leaders need to have a clear goal. But it seems that most of our political leaders don't have a clear goal for us. We have all the resources you can think of, but the benefit that they bring is not felt by the average citizen. These resources can be used to build industries that can directly benefit the African. And I believe that the over $1 trillion that Africa loses every year can be used to solve these man-made problems. So, in conclusion, it seems that politics is not our downfall, but rather the corrupt politicians we elect. They contribute to the downfall of Africa. So what can our political leaders do to make a change? It's simple and at the same time complicated. It's about time they put the need of the people first. The broken systems we've discussed, among others, need to be fixed. It's true that the government can't employ everyone, but they need to create a conducive atmosphere for the private sectors to step in and to help employ people into the workforce. They need to start working with competent people who are innovative. Resources alone cannot build our economies. Industries will. Industries open up new ways, introducing more entrepreneurs and creating more jobs. Investments need to be poured into sectors that really need government backing. And I believe that implementing these solutions, among others, will help Africans reimagine their political leaders. As we end this discussion on the leader side of the coin, let me know what you also think our leaders can do to make a change in the comment section. Join the family by subscribing and sharing, and see you in the next video where we talk about the people's side of this question. Once again, welcome to the African Boots.